Well, my name is Pastor Jordan. Like Pastor Will said, I'm the small groups pastor here at Two Rivers. And I just got to say, if I had to wrestle someone in high school with the last name Towers, I would be very scared. I would be scared. But today I want to talk to you about inviting God into your circumstance. I remember back in 2010, I was graduating high school, and I felt called into full-time ministry, and I had some friends in youth group that also felt called, and they were all going to this school in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was a private Christian university, and I went down to visit, and it was just such a cool university, and I wanted to go there so bad, but it was so expensive, and I could not afford to go there. And so I was asking people, I was like, I need to make this happen. I don't want to have FOMO. I want to be down there with everybody else. And so I'm asking around, I'm trying to make it happen. I found out that there's a church down there that has a Bible college where some of the classes would transfer into the university there. So I was like, all right, perfect. This is my way in. I moved down to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I started attending this Bible college. And can I tell you right now, I felt gypped. I really did. I remember looking at my friends and seeing their experience at this university and all the opportunities that they got, and I remember feeling like an underdog, like why is this happening? And that was a hard 6 months. I didn't finish my time there. I ended up moving back home to Binghamton, and I prayed to God. I was like, God, what's going on? What happened? I felt like I felt this call into full-time ministry, and I'm going out and I'm doing it, and I felt like every door was closing for me there. And I remember God said to me, did you invite me in? Did you ask me about your direction leaving high school? And I was like, no, God, I didn't. I forced the way. How many of you can relate to that in your life where you try to make it happen? You know, in 1 Chronicles chapter 13, that's where I'm going to be kind of talking to you guys about today. We see King David. He just has become king. King Saul has died, and David is finally king. And David wants to bring the Ark of the Covenant into the city of David, or Jerusalem. Maybe you've heard of the Ark of the Covenant before. Maybe you haven't. There's a movie about it. You can check it out, Indiana Jones. Check out the Ark of the Covenant, or you can read about it in the Bible, which is probably the better option. But, you know, the Ark of the Covenant, it contained these special things, and in the Bible, it represented the presence of God. And David, he wanted to bring it into the city, which is this noble task. And so he's calling all these people, and he's connecting with the chiefs in the military and all these tribes, and he's like, well, how are we gonna make this happen? And, you know, God previously had commanded them on how they are to move the Ark of the Covenant. But David, in his excitement, did not follow the rules that God had commanded, and it led to someone dying. It led to someone dying. King David was devastated, because in his mind, he's like, I'm doing this noble task, and it turns into a situation that he did not plan for, and he was so confused. How many of us can relate to a time where we thought we were doing the right thing, but then it just does not work out for us? But you know what I love about God is that he doesn't leave us there. And so in chapter 14, the following chapter, we see King David learning from his lesson. And it says that the Philistines are coming to attack Jerusalem. And David, instead of just, let's gear up the military, let's go on out, it says that King David sought God. And God told him, you can go and take the army. So David goes out, they go to battle against the Philistines, and they win. And then it says the Philistines come back and attack once again, but David, once again, has learned his lesson, so he prays to God and says, God, what should we do? And God says, this time, I want you to flank them. I want you to go around. So God is speaking to him. He's speaking into his life. He's giving him direction. And so David goes around, he brings the military around, and he sees a victory once again. I'm here to tell you today that you might have walked into this room feeling defeated, even with noble things. In your marriage, you might feel defeated. In your job, you might feel defeated. You might feel like every door continues to close and close. But let me challenge you with this. If you would invite God into those scenarios, won't he move? Won't he open the door? And let me promise you this will change your life.